Hi folks, my name is Jim Shepard. I'm with the Restoration Center of Roanoke. What we're going to do today is, Larry's getting new hair today. Larry's been seeing me for about a year wearing hair. This system is sort of at the end of its life. We've pushed it a little beyond what we normally do. So once we remove this one's going to get tossed. We're going to put a new hair system on. So we're going to go through the entire process. We're going to do the reattachment. We're going to cut in the new system. We're going to style it, and Larry's going to look fantastic when we leave here. I'm going to turn the camera on and off because this is a long, tedious process. We're probably going to work for maybe an hour and a half to get this done, maybe even 2 hours, because we're also going to do a little bit of a cut on Larry and color in his sides to match the hair that we're putting on today. So stay tuned. I will check back in with you in just a moment. Hi folks, I'm back for just a minute. I'm going to make this video as short as possible, considering as long as this is going to take. So what we do here is we've sprayed on something that helps break down the adhesives that we put on Larry 3 weeks ago when he was here to have his hair put on last time. And we just need to, this is sort of the tedious part of the job. We want to make sure that his scalp is super clean and all the old residue from the old adhesives are gone. And then next we're going to recolor his hair down. But I just wanted to check in with you and let you know where we are in the process. I will be back after we get done with the cleanup of Larry's scalp and the hair color. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. We have mixed Larry's color formula. We're just going to take a few minutes. We will put the color on. We will short process this color because Larry's more about gray blending than gray coverage. You get to a point in life where it makes more sense to leave a little of the gray show. The hair system that I use for Larry has a 20% gray blend. And typically what that means is those are small synthetic fibers that help us produce the look of somebody who's in early stages of turning gray. So I'm going to stop the camera here in a moment because this is not very interesting to watch. And then I'll get you back in when we're ready to do the reattachment of the new hair system. So we will be right back. Now to do it. Okay folks, we are back with you. So at this point we've got Larry colored, cut. I'm going to spin them around this way so you can see that we've drawn in exactly where we want the hair system to be. This is going to be Larry's new hairline. And we're going to take all of this hair off so that we can get a better adhesion. Our next step in the process is to put very thin layers of a medical grade adhesive. Less is more. Less is always more. So I'm going to put the camera on pause again because this is going to take me a few minutes and it might be a little bit boring. We will be right back. So we are back. We are at the stage of the process we've already used a product called X Factor, and basically what this is, it gives us an extra barrier to Larry producing extra sebaceous oils and sweat, so it'll help bond for a longer period of time. Like I said this before, the key to using these adhesives, less is absolutely more. So you want to spread it as thinly as you can possibly get it and still coat the scalp. We're going to do 2 layers of this. And what you can't see off camera is that, or on camera, is that there is still a line across the front of Larry's scalp where I can see where his hairline's going to be. And what we have to be most careful about is not getting any adhesive on that line, because that will make that line very permanent. Well, very permanent until we reapply new hair for Larry in 4 weeks. If you go online and you look at all the tutorials on there, there are quite a few people you'll see just cover somebody's scalp in adhesive. And it seems intuitive that the more you use, the better the bond. It's just not the case. You're going to get a much more secure bond if you've got super thin layers that have been allowed to cure for the proper amount of time. And basically what you want to do is allow at least 5 minutes in between layers to let this completely cure. And that'll give us the strongest bond. So we got 5 minutes to wait. I'm going to turn the camera off and we will be back shortly. Hi folks, we are back for the good part. We have got Larry's scalp all prepped. You'll notice that line is still on his scalp for his hairline, and that just helps me know where to place the hair system. This is cured to the point where it's completely clear. And that's, you don't want to attach hair until you absolutely are certain the adhesive is completely cured. I'm going to go at least 5 minutes. A little more won't hurt. A little less will. If you're having problems getting it to cure, if your office is too warm and humid, you can take a hairdryer, but you have to do it on its coolest setting. You don't want any heat, and you can help that curing process happen a little bit faster. But don't rush it. Now at this point, we're going to, thank you Larry.
Am I good? I'll bring it up in a second. What time are you supposed to be
Okay, we are back.
Yeah, I told him between 1 and 2 back in the hall early.
Where we left you last is we had done the full head adhesive on Larry's hair. We've let this cure now for a very long time, so Larry will be in really good shape. We had some video camera problems, that's what the delay was for. So, now what we need to do is find the perfect spot for his hairline, which is already drawn in, and then we roll this back onto his head.
changes to fit your mood. There are times you prefer solid.
As you're rolling this, you want enough tension on it so that there's not going to be any wrinkles in the fabric. So this is the part where you need to enact all your patience. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to run my fingers across Larry's scalp, and I want to make sure that I didn't leave any wrinkles in the fabric, because right now it's not completely seated in the adhesive. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room if I need to make any adjustments. I have a tiny little window of opportunity before this thing really seats, and I won't be able to move it without completely unattaching it and cleaning the system, and you're talking about a couple hours of your day. So this is a time to be just as patient as you can be. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off again. This is going to be a time-consuming process, and I don't want to bore you with it. When we come back, we're going to start doing the cut-in on Larry's hair. But now is the time to get rid of this oil pen mark. Actually, I will before we go. We'll show you exactly how we do the proper seating in the adhesive. Larry knows this part. He's got to help. So what he's going to do is provide a nice even tension for me by pulling that towel down, and then we're just going to seat it into the adhesive. This adhesive really takes a few days to completely set. What is really important for Larry now is that he not engage in any real physical activities where he's going to sweat. He's not going to go swimming, he's not going to the gym, he's not doing any outside projects for 24 hours. It'll really be better cured after 4 or 5 days. After 24 hours, you can pretty much go on about your life. But the first couple of days, you really don't want to push it too much with moisture. So we're just taking our time here. Larry's not pulling so hard that it hurts, just to give me enough tension that I've got enough even surface to help seat this down. So we will be back shortly. Thank you. All right, folks, we are back. Now we're doing the fun part, which is this is all attached exactly how we want it. I'm going to spin you around. You can see Larry with his hairline. He will be able to style this however he wants. If he wants to wear his hair back, this is all a fine lace front. The way when it adheres to your scalp, the hair is tied to that lace. It looks like it's growing right out of your scalp. It's really, really undetectable. The cut-in is a long process with a new system. Typically what I would do would be to pre-cut the system before Larry gets here down to maybe 3 or 4 inches, whatever it is my customer normally wears, and then the cut-in's not such a long process. This is, initially I'll use scissors to get the longest length, but the actual cut will not be done with scissors. We use a combination of razors and blending shears. These hair systems tend to be a little unforgiving, and you can really see lines from shears. So if you don't know what you're doing with cutting, that can get you in real trouble. So I'm going to make my first cut will be my guide. I'm going to leave about 3 inches of hair. So there's my guideline. Repeat the next section. Cut to your guide, just like we learned in beauty school. Lost my guide.
Is new image or store?
No. Thank you for calling the Hair Restoration Center of Roanoke. This is Tamika. May I help you?
we're gonna go ahead and pause the video for a moment. This haircut's gonna take me a little while to get through. I'm gonna just constantly check back in and out with you, so we will be back shortly. You'll see this progress a little more.
I'm here to me.
All right, we are back. What we're working on now, we got this all cut down to 4.5 inches. Way more hair than Larry can really wear, but I want to allow myself quite a bit of extra because this part of the cut now is a matter of blending it in with Larry's natural hair. So we're just going to take small pieces and use a feather razor to give a bunch of different lengths. And that'll help us most with the blending process. One of the challenges is always density. So our hair systems, most of them, the pre-custom orders come in usually with a light to medium density. Well, Larry is absolutely light density. He's progressed fairly far in the hair loss process. Something we're actually talking about doing with Larry to get his natural hair to grow in a little thicker so that we have more options with the hair system is putting them on like a growth factor, or we have a lot of treatments here at HRC to help folks grow back their natural hair. So I feel pretty confident that we could thicken up his natural hair more, and that will give us the ability to wear a lot more different styles, a much more natural look. All right. I'm gonna see if I can get this camera off. And we're gonna take you for a close-up of Larry's new hairline. That's just as natural looking. And as I'm running my hands through Larry's hair, I can barely tell that there's any kind of a drop off between his hair system. I mean, it's just, it really is undetectable. You can go with a lot of confidence. Larry, how does that feel?
Feels great. Feels just like my own hair. I can't even tell I've got anything up there. It's not like wearing a hat or anything. It feels just like your own natural hair.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for spending a little of your time with us. Look for some more of our videos coming soon.